Right, good morning grade 11. It's Tuesday the 2nd of June and we're doing something new today, still in trig, but today we are going to do negative angles. So once again I've written out the notes, just shortens the video and I'll talk you through it. Once again, please notice that I have my little framework next to me because whenever I do trig I need to know this for grade 11, otherwise I'm not going to get anywhere. Okay, so this is going with me the entire time. Every time I have trig I need to know this. Right, so what is negative angles? So as previously stated in last week's lessons, positive angles, we start at the x-axis and we move in an anti-clock direction. That's how theta is created, and those are referred to be my positive angles. Now we're going to talk about negative angles. Why? Because we want to try and confuse you. So negative angles, instead of moving anti-clockwise, I still need to start at the x-axis. I'm now going to start and go clockwise. Okay, now it's not that bad as you think. It's just one extra step added to your questions. Alright, so I can fix it, a negative angle, by one of two ways. So the first way is to know the theory that if I have negative angles, the only one that comes out positive is cos. So if I have cos negative 10, I can rewrite it immediately as just cos 10. But if I have sine negative 10, I can rewrite it as negative sine 10. If I have tan negative 10, I will rewrite it as negative tan 10. Only cos takes away the negative automatically. Okay. The second way you can do it is you simply add 360 degrees. So if I have a negative angle, I'm simply going to add 360 degrees to whatever I am busy with. Right, so let's have a look. What am I talking about? So, if I have negative 315, okay, the first way to do it is to say, hold on. So negative tan negative 315 is the same as me saying negative tan of 315. Okay, which means I've got a big angle. I need to rewrite it as an acute. So I can say it's 360 minus 45. In 360 minus, I have a negative 10. So a minus and a minus will become a positive tan of 45. Tan 45 is equal to 1. Or you can simply go and say, hold on, you are not going to catch me out. When I see a negative angle, I am immediately going to add 360 to it. Okay, which means I will spin 360 degrees around, which will make it a positive. So minus 315 plus 316 is 45, and square root 2 over square root 2 is equal to 1. Okay, so when do I use what? Here is my advice. So when you get theta with negatives, you know that. When I have an actual angle value, you add 360. It makes it so much more simpler. Alright, So if I have cos minus 300, so I see the negative angle, I immediately add 360 to it. Okay, that means I'm actually dealing with cos of 60, and at 60, A over H is 1 over 2. If I have sine negative 30, now I already have an acute angle. Okay, I can go and add 360 to it, then I have 330, and then I'll say 330 minus, or 360 minus 330, and then I end up working in circles. If I have a simple acute angle, minus 360, there I spot my negative angle, so the minus with a sign jumps to the front, and I just write the angle down. If I have cos negative 40, cos is the only one that comes out positive. Cos of 40, tan of negative 150, you could have added 360 immediately. So if I said tan negative 150 plus 360, I'll end up with tan 210, which means I have 180 plus 30. In 180 plus, where's 180 plus? It's there. Tan is positive, so I have tan of 30 degrees, and at 30, O over A, that is equal to 1 square root 3. Here, I would have followed the same steps from there. Okay. Right, not that bad. The problem is that as maths teachers, we don't stop there. So what happens if I change the 180 minus theta, which I see here, part of the reduction formula? What happens if I change it to theta minus 180? So I change the entire meaning of it. What did I just say with negative angles? If I have a negative angle, what do I immediately do? I add 360 to it. So theta minus 180 is the same as 180 plus theta. Don't let the teacher or your examiner catch you out. Negative angle, add 360. Okay, so let's look at these examples. So if I have cos theta minus 180 sine negative theta over cos negative theta. So I'm going to spot my trouble here. I see negative 180. How do I spot it? Everywhere here in my Cartesian plane, my angle was followed by theta, not the other way around. So I'm going to instantly add 360 to that. So I will have the ability to rewrite that as 180 plus theta. Okay? What do I know about sine and having a negative angle? I know that that will remain negative. What do I know about cos and a negative angle? Cos is the only one that changes positive. Okay. So what do I know about 180 plus? 180 plus gives me the quadrant I'm working in. So in 180 plus, only tan is positive. So cos will be negative there. I already have my negatives there, cos theta. So what do I notice? A minus and a minus is a plus. Cos theta and cos theta will cancel each other out. And my answer is sine theta. Okay, so what do I do if I add some real angles in there with the thetas? Okay, I try to make you nervous. There's no need for you to be nervous. Right, so if I look at 750, what do I know? It takes 360 degrees to go one way around. Another 360 degrees is 720. So cos 750 is actually the same as cos of 30. Okay. 360 minus means I am quadrant 4. What do I know about tan in quadrant 4? It will be negative. Cos with a negative angle, what do I know about that? It's the only one that comes out positive. Cos of a negative angle, what do I know? It's the only one that comes out positive. Now sine 225 is actually sine 180 plus 45, correct? Right, and what do I know about 180 minus? And 180 minus, sine will be positive. So in here I can see cos 30 and cos 30 will cancel each other out. Okay. I see that I have left minus tan theta, cos theta, and at the bottom here I have sine theta and 180 plus. What do I know in 180 plus? Only tan, so sine will be negative. Okay. Now you're going to tell me, oh, now I'm stuck. There was something I mentioned last week called Trig Identities. So on my crib notes here, I am going to add two little things. I'm going to remind myself that tan theta is sine theta over cos theta, and I'm going to remind myself that sine squared theta plus cos squared theta is equal to 1. What do I notice here? Everything else is written in terms of cos and sine. Can I rewrite tan in terms of cos and sine? So negative sine 45 at the bottom will be negative square root 2 over 2. I will have sine theta next to it. I will have negative tan theta. I can write as sine theta over cos theta. You see what happened? Instead of tan theta, I wrote sine theta over cos theta, and that must be multiplied with cos theta. So what happens? Cos theta and cos theta cancels each other out. So I'm left with minus sine theta over minus square root 2 over 2 sine theta. So the sine thetas will cancel each other out. The minus and the minus will cancel each other out. So I basically have 1 divided by square root 2 over 2. So my answer is 2 over square root 2. Okay, The more you do this work, the easier it gets. Remember your little crib notes. So for today, Tuesday the 2nd, you're going to do exercise 7.5, number 1, A to F, 2A to G, and 3C. Have a nice day, grade 11s.